Okay, so on this worksheet for today, we are going to put these equations in y equals and Desmos. We're going to get the table, we're going to get the graph, and we're going to answer these questions about the slope and the y-intercept and the x-intercept. The first page is pretty easy. I'm going to let y'all do that on your own. So I'm going to start with you on problem number 5. I'm going to do 5, 6, and 7 with you, and then you're going to do the rest of them. So problem number 5, we're going to put that in y equals for Desmos and answer these questions. But before that, let's look at the slope on this equation. Remember, slope is the number next to the x, not the 5. 5 is by itself. So what is the number in front of the x right here? And if there's no number, then it's an invisible what? I need you to think about it. What number is right there in front of that x? Okay, it's a 1. So the slope is 1. Now we have to find the y-intercept, the x-intercept, and we have to graph it and get the table. Also, you can find the y-intercept in the equation. It's the other number that's by itself, but we can look at that in a little bit. So let's put that equation y equals 5 plus x in Desmos. So right here, I'm just going to type it. Y equals 5 plus x. Okay, and I don't want just the table. I don't want just the graph. I also want the table. So remember, we hit the little gear right here. Everybody find it. And if you have not typed this, you should be typing it. Press pause and type it. Press the gear button. Find the table. So now I gave you the table, and it also gave you the points. See, here are all the points. And you can make it bigger or smaller. So those points, I'm going to put them in the worksheet. So I'm going to slide that over here. I'm going to do a split screen so that you guys can see it. This one too. Split screen. So -4 is not on here, but -2, -1 are. So -2 gives you 3, and -1 gives you 4. So I need to type -4 and I need to type -3. So I'm going to type them right here. -3 gives me 2, and -4 gives me 1. Okay, and then you just graph those points. So 0, 5. All of these points need to be graphed here. So there's a point there, there's a point there, there's a point there, and so forth and so on. Okay, we already answered that the slope is 1. The y-intercept, remember, is on the y-axis. That was this one. That's why we had 5. And then the x-intercept is on the x-axis. So what point crosses here? -5. So that's your x-intercept. Okay, so that's how we're going to do all of the problems in the front and all of the problems in the back. Let's go to the next one, which is problem 6. Let's type it. Exit the one that you had already, and let's type the new one, which is y equals -4. And this is what we have. A flat line. Let me change the color. Can we change the color? I want it red so you can see it. And we want the table, right? So now you see the points on the graph, you see the table, so you can fill it out. That's -2 gives you -4, -1 gives you -4, 0 gives you -4, and 1 gives you -4. Why are all of them -4? Because y equals -4. All of your y's should be -4. Okay? And then we're plotting the points. They should all be at -4. And they form a flat line. What type of slope is that? Look on the word wall. What type of slope does a flat line have? 0 slope. Okay? Does it cross the y-axis? Does it ever cross the y-axis? Yes, at -4. So, does it ever cross the x-axis? No, it never crosses the x-axis. So that means there is none. Okay? And let's do the last one, which is problem number 7. Hold on. Right here, x equals 3. We're going to type that in Desmos. So exit, type your new equation, x equals 3. Okay, so now it's a vertical line. If I go to the gear and try to open the table, it's not going to let me. So we're just going to have to figure this out based on the last one that we just did. So I know that x equals 3, that means all my x's should be 3's. X equals 3. The y's, those numbers don't matter, right? Because look, this is 3, this is 3, this is 3. All of these are 3. So I don't care what number you pick for the y's, -2, -1, 0, 1, I don't care, 100. You should get the same thing. So all your points should make a vertical line at 3 on the x-axis. Right? What type of slope is that? Look in the word wall. Is that a 0 slope? No, that's an undefined slope. Okay? The y-intercept, that means does it ever cross the y-axis? This blue line never crosses the y-axis, so none. And then the x-axis, where does it cross the x-axis? Right, it's at 3. Okay, so all of that is what you will do for the other 5 problems. You have 5 problems. Whatever you don't finish is homework. And if you sit there and not do anything, that's going to be the grade in your class.